So I think we're live now. So
We are live. It's
when you go live,
showtime.
say showtime. Okay, we're live.
We're back with another episode with
Mhm.
Rima live. Today I have actually a special guest. He's from in-house with the Rafe Group, Mo Soliman.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And Mo's been in the business for 100 days, a newly licensed.
Mm.
He joined us and he is killing it.
Not really.
100
I'm
days,
trying.
15 transactions under his belt, and with so many buyers and sellers on the pipeline. Mo, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, this is Mo Soliman. I'm with the Rafe Group with Rima Rafe. I joined about 100 days ago, correct? It's been, great elevation period in my life. Super glad to be here. What else? We're good. Happy to be here.
Tell us a little bit about your background.
A little bit about my background, actually. My background has been pretty intense and busy, to be honest, because most of my business lifetime, I was managing big accounts. From China, being a broker, commodities broker, international commodities broker, for 5 years, and then afterwards, I shifted to polymers, which is polyester films and the petrochemical materials that I used in the packaging industry. I was personally involved as well in the packaging industry. And recently, before I joined the Rafe Group, I was managing a team of around 25 agents doing debt validation, credit repairs. And it was a great phase as well in my life.
And you've been in this country for.
Why do we have to get into personal stuff, Rima? We're live and everything. I mean, what do you have like?
Because
It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to like expose everything about me. We're live. It's okay. It's okay. Let it slide. Some questions.
Okay, some questions that
we don't get there.
Okay, we will not get there. So what made you
You're
get?
trying to push my clients away, Rima. Are you working against me?
I just want to make a point that you've been in the country.
It's okay. We don't have. We
Oh my
can
God,
skip
okay,
this
it's
point.
okay.
I'm like,
We'll get
thank
that
you.
down.
Thank you, Rima.
What made you get your real estate license?
Oh, okay, yeah. That's a very important and personal question. Honestly, I've always loved real estate, and after doing what I've been doing, I've always had my eyes on real estate. And my plan was, if I would ever shift my career, like real estate is gonna be my final and last shift. This is the thing that I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I'm so passionate about real estate. Every channel of real estate, even lending, running numbers, understanding projections, rates, understanding different areas, communities, um, you know, developments, everything in regards to real estate, I was super interested in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you've accomplished in 100 days, sometimes it takes agents, real estate agents, a year or two to do what you have done. What makes you special?
I don't see myself special at all, honestly, and I don't feel that this is like a big number whatsoever. I don't know what would be a good number or what would be a big number to compare. Uh, but it's consistency. I'm sorry, dedication, being passionate about what you do, and being obsessed. And me personally, when I like, this is just my attitude in life. When I do, like, when I put my mind into something, and this is something that I really want to do, I would do it to the best way possible, and I would be obsessed by it. So, I think this is the thing that's been helping me with my numbers so far.
Okay, and going back when you started, when you got your real estate license and
Oh,
started
that's my
searching.
journey. That's when my journey started. Yeah.
When you start searching for
Yeah.
brokerage, start
Yeah.
searching for teams, like what was your biggest point your biggest drive to join certain companies or certain
So
teams?
honestly, because of my strong resume, I was approached by many agencies in the area, traditional agencies, big brands, big names. I was approached by them all. And I was very, strategic and specific with my needs. Because if I decided to switch my career to doing real estate, I wanted to make sure that I'm doing it the right way. So I started going to, appointments. I started going to interviews, and we would have conversations about my background, of course, and then we will start the like what this real estate agency is have to provide for me as an agent, without any source or any feeling of self entitlement whatsoever. I'm sorry, but it's more of I wanted to see value in the place that I'm going to join. And from there, the discussions were always with agencies, one thing only: commission splits and promises and great things. And these are the things that I wasn't really focused on, because if I didn't have business, if I didn't have proper mentorship and proper foundation, there's nothing to split there. Even if they promised me the moon, they promised me 9% commission. Still, at the end of the day, if I don't have business, there's nothing to split. So from there, I didn't feel that there's a good place for me to be yet. I started going online more. I started doing my research more, and I found your job description. That's something that attracted me to you. From there, I started researching you as a broker, as an individual. I started researching your company, and I started seeing the growth and everything that's happening, and the elevation that was actually happening for your agents as well. So from there, I as far as I remember, I sent you like 100 emails requesting for an interview, and it took
And I
it took you a
ignored
while.
him
You
every
completely
single
ignored
time.
it. Yeah, exactly. And I was like, why is she not responding to me? I need her to respond back. So from there, finally, you responded back to me, and we had that appointment happen. So I was very strategic with what I wanted, and like before coming to our appointment, before coming to your appointment, I had three things in my mind. A place to have a proper foundation that will give me that momentum to grow and accelerate fast, especially that I was shifting my career. So that was a huge concern in my mind. Like, if I would decide to join real estate, I need to take off quickly. I need a place where I can accelerate and start getting into transactions and understanding everything about real estate in the shortest time possible. So proper education, a proper mentorship was something that I was extremely focused on as well at the very beginning. Also, a great leader, because when you, as a person, when you have a very extensive background, especially in business, and you're always used to managing big accounts, you need a stronger mindset to deal with. Like, you won't accept the information or knowledge from just a simple person. You need to deal with someone that you strongly believe is going to, it has, of course, a stronger mindset than yours, and is going to deliver the information for you on your level of mindset. So, when I came to the meeting, we didn't have, as far as I remember, we didn't have any conversation about anything aside from, I asked you three questions, right? I asked you, are you going to provide me with proper onboarding and mentorship? And you were like, yes. I was like, are you going to provide me with like the foundation that I'm looking for? You were like, yes. And lastly, and that was the most important thing, and that is a huge advantage, not honestly, not just because it's our place, it's our home, our brokerage or our office. I asked specifically whether you do have leads, right? And then you only answered very shortly and very specifically. You were like, Mo, just try to keep up with what I have for you. And that's all I needed to hear. I went back home and I was like, I'm in. I hired myself.
Yeah, he hired himself. And going back, Mo reached out to me from email, social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. And I said, what the heck this guy's doing? He really got my attention, and I really need to hire him because he was very, very aggressive and very consistent.
Yeah, and I
And
remember.
I'm glad we had that interview.
Yeah, and remember our first, like the day that I met with you for our interview, we had our like, you were like, just come to know more about us in our team meeting to see what's going on. And I came back the second day prepare to attend the meeting, and I belong there. So I literally hired myself there.
Exactly.
And I expressed, I'm glad to be here with you guys. I'm part of the team now, and we're gonna take off. And I could see the look on your eyes, like you were like, the guy hired himself. Who would think? Who would think
He's
like,
taking over
who's
the
this
meeting.
guy? Yeah. Yeah.
What's been your biggest challenge?
At first, for example, that's a new industry, like that's a new career. Everything sounded like alien language for me, honestly, and I kind of feel that this is the same thing that everyone goes through at the very beginning. But as far as challenges, honestly, um, of course there are challenges. There's always, we're humans, there's always self-doubt. You question yourself, you question your abilities. But I was very specific. My mind was always there. Two things I never questioned is I never questioned the process, and I never questioned my ability. So these are the things that I've been, like always working on to always keep my mind straight, regardless of the objections, regardless of the stresses, just to keep moving forward.
Um, what do you do? I mean, you came into a market that you didn't know any better, which is amazing for new
Yeah.
agents. And that excites me about new agents because they did not know the market that we were in before.
Mm.
You came in this new market, and you're just finding ways for your clients, for your buyers, and for your sellers. What keeps you going, and how you're getting your education and your information to bring the most value for your clients?
So education is everything. And that's the first thing that I was focused on from day one. And that's literally the very first question that I asked you about. Because if I'm not very well educated, if I don't work every day on sharpening my skills, even if I show up, there won't be value for my clients. So I wanted to bring the most value for all my clients, whether it's, sellers or buyers. Working on my scripts, understanding the market more, the extensive onboarding that we had at the very beginning. I still go over that extensive onboarding. I'm sorry, whenever I get a chance, during weekends or during daytimes or during the week, I would always go over everything that you provided us with in regards to handling objections, for example, or in regards to how to bring the most value for our clients. These are things that I'm always focused on. Challenges, I don't know anything about the past market. I don't know how easy it was or how difficult it was. I'm the kid, like I was born in this market now, so that's all my knowledge. So whatever challenges that I face on daily basis right now, and that I overcome, of course, that's my knowledge. Whether it's easier than the past market or harder, I don't know. I get to get a taste of the market right before the market shift a little bit. It was really frustrating by having to submit and compete with 10 offers, for example, on the same listing. I really didn't like this market because I always like, especially while representing buyers, I always try to make sure that my buyers are protected with their investment, with their money. These are huge decisions that they are making in their life. So I need to make sure at least during their first year of the buying process that they are comfortable with their purchase, the number that they put for that house, regardless of the market changes. For example, let's say the market drops for some reason, I'm sorry, then they feel that I didn't do them a bad job, by putting them in this deal. So these are the things that I was extremely worried from in the past market. Right now, the market is adjusting. I love today's market. In every shifting market, there's always a great opportunity. Whether you're selling, whether you're buying, there is always a great loophole that you can benefit from, and you can leverage from it to for your own interest or to serve you best.
You've done 15 transactions in 100 days.
Yeah, we're going past that a little bit.
Yeah.
Potentially today, I'm gonna.
Well, we did the 100 days. This is based on the 100 days.
17 transactions for you. I'm working.
What
on.
would you say was your hardest one so far?
There's challenges with every transaction. Honestly, like some transactions are smooth, but other transactions you get some uncertainty. I'm sorry, from the clients, for example. Sometimes there will be they won't be able to. Maybe they took the decision at first, they were super excited, maybe they want to back out at some point, maybe they need some reassurance. You can be dealing with, I would say, agents on the other side that are not properly doing their job, and this would compromise the whole deal. And then you need to take the initiative, even though it's not your job. You can still do their job in order to help facilitate the deal, because at the end of the day, it's a whole network that's combined together. And if anyone is like falling behind in this network, this is going to definitely affect the deal, the flow, whether it's the lender, whether it's the listing agent, whether it's the buying agent, regardless, clients, everything. Even sometimes agents, they don't properly educate their clients, whether they are selling or buying. You want to make sure to deliver the best information possible, even if the other agent knows, for example, just to make sure that everything is clear for all parties that are involved in the transaction. My biggest, honestly, and with the market shift, my biggest challenge is lenders right now. A lot of lenders these days, and that's something that we in our group focus on as well, not just me, honestly, all the agents on the group. A lot of the lenders right now, they just print out the pre-approval letter and the pre-qualification letter. And they, like, if it's not your lender, especially, you would have a client who's already pre-approved to their lender. They are super happy with their lender because their lender did give them the pre-qualification in 30 minutes during the meeting. Okay. So the first thing, whether we are representing buyers or sellers, me personally, I take the initiative to get on the line with the lender, make sure to understand that they qualified the client, they did verify their financial, they did verify their income, W-2s, tax information, credit scores. If I get the hesitation from the lender from the get-go that he didn't fully do all these things, or maybe his, not sharing the full information because he doesn't have that information yet, that's a red flag right away. Whether I'm listing, whether I'm selling my property, I would definitely, put this offer aside and potentially even go with another offer, even if it's not as strong. Because when you're selling, it's not just the number; it's a lot of other things involved that could compromise the escrow.
Right.
So we always try to make sure to remove all these, factors that could compromise the escrow, aside from anything that could occur that is out of our knowledge, for example. So to the best of our ability, of course, we try to seek the buyers or the sellers' protection, our clients in general, and
especially
verify
with
the changing market,
like
with the interest rate, of course, I apologize, but then the affordability is reduced. Someone who could, who received their qualification 2 months ago for 700,000 or $1 million, right now, we know for a fact with the interest rate change, it's a lot less. So we can't go by this. We need to sit down with the lender or call the lender and, make a nice introduction and understand their financials, understand if they would be able to come through during the escrow and deliver on time and meet the timelines, or, like, we can switch lenders. For example, I have a couple of my transactions where I was representing the buyers. I had to switch it, like the lender, I got in touch with the lender. I made sure that everything is verified. And he verified everything to me. After 2 or 3 days, he didn't order the appraisal. Something was wrong. He started asking for more documents. So obviously he didn't pre-approve the client. From there, I had to switch lenders. I had to verify everything to the client to save my escrow. So these are kind of like the challenges that I think these are like essential things that we always need to focus on in order to protect our escrows.
And you're so good at that. You kind of oversee everything and you're looking after whether it's a buyer or seller. What I love about you is you're always alert of everything that's going on the transaction, even if it's outside your scope of work.
Yeah, of course.
You're always overseeing everything,
team,
which is amazing. And you're bringing so much value for your buyers and your sellers as well.
Thank you.
And now for new agents or seasoned agents watching you, being in this business for less than 4 months, doing what you're doing.
It's 3 months and 10 days. We have a target to achieve, so please, every day counts. So it's 100, even 100 days right now is killing me. We should have had that meeting 90 days, like in 90 days, not 100 days, honestly.
So watching you, like, I know a lot of real estate agents, they are struggling with the changing market. I know seasoned agents are not as busy as they used to be. What would you say for brand new agent just got their license today and they're watching you and they're like, how is he doing it? what kind of advice would you give a brand new agent?
So dedication, I don't see. So back to what you just said right now. If anybody's business is slowing down, if he's a seasoned agent or anyone who's struggling to have business, this is 100% on them, because there's no reason for anybody to fail in what they are doing or slow down in what they are doing, except it's by choice. All right. So we choose whether to succeed or to fail. It's fine to fail in the process, but understand what happened, strategize, and keep moving forward. Anybody could, I would fail. I could fail. I failed tons of times in my life, and I kept moving forward. So at the end of the day, it's your decision whether you want to succeed or not. I did run the statistics before I joined real estate. All right. And I saw the numbers, and it was clear that 70% and anyone who's involved in real estate or would join real estate would disappear, would be gone by the wind. And I had that, you know, decisive decision that I won't belong to the 70%. If I choose to make it, I will make it, and I will make it big. Not because of anything, but because this is my attitude in life. So I walked in with no self of entitlement whatsoever. I walked in like a sponge. I wanted to absorb everything and learn everything around me in order to reduce the odds, like market changes or anything that could be challenging that would affect my survival in this industry or in this career. So my advice, honestly, to not be fooled by commission splits for new agents. All right, because commission splits, this is a fatal mistake that everyone would fall into, especially when you're a new agent. You sit with a great HR manager, for example, is recruiting you, and in the interview they have their own pitch. They know how to recruit you. They know how to promise you. They know how to make you feel that you will be making your first $1 million in as little as 1 month. All right. These are all over promises. The things that we always need to focus on is the proper foundation, the proper mentorship, understand the leader that we're working with, and most importantly as well, the lead generation tools. We have, and that's a question that I asked you before in regards to your lead and your lead generation tools and all that. Having a great agency that you work with that has an advanced and not outdated way of lead generating is going to help you as an agent to for the jump start and to accelerate your business and start getting transactions and start learning as fast as possible. So these are all factors that we need to focus on as new real estate agents. Of course, for experienced real estate agents who are struggling with their business right now, I'm sure that there's
They can
different ways they can join us for sure. Like if they join us, we have them with leads, we have them with proper mentorship. Again, we will refresh their memories about the market. And in every shifted market, even the market right now, with all the challenges, with the interest rates, with everything, it's a great market. We're busy. We have buyers, we have sellers, we have all sort of clients, and we try to bring our clients the most value, whether they are selling or buying. So I don't think I think in every challenging market there's a great opportunity, and it's not a reason for anyone to slow down in their business. If anyone is slowing down in their business, they need to sit down and understand, self-reflect for a little bit, talk to themselves. It's fine. I've talked to myself in the mirror tons of times. I even talked to myself in the mirror today. I was like, "Hey Mo, you have a podcast with Rima. You need to put your shit together.
Best face
Sorry.
on.
Best face on." But in every challenging market, there's a great opportunity. There's no reason for anyone to slow down in their business. It's a choice. 100%. It's a choice.
That's awesome. So I was looking this morning, and we have 100 days left for the year.
Mhm.
What those 100 days looking like for Mo?
It's great. It's super exciting. It's super exciting for me. I've never had like I've never experienced real estate at the very the last quarter of the year. So this is exciting for me to explore. I'm super excited for this phase. I know some people do say that there's a lot of challenges during the last 2 months of the year, but I plan on working so hard on my pipeline to overcome any challenges that could occur. It might be a great year for me. I don't know. but I would work so hard to make it a great year for me.
And I know you've mentioned big numbers multiple times for the 2023. Where do we see more in 2023?
Numbers, why would I want to limit my potential with numbers? Honestly, for me, numbers, that's limitation of potential, really.
So it's
I've attended a few seminars with you. I've attended great places with you, but I keep hearing 100 transactions here, 60 transactions here. I think 100 transaction figure is a big figure. Of course, to be realistic, we don't want to be, like speaking numbers without understanding what 100 transactions mean. But like for example, the highlight of my career ever since I started was the last 30 days. My last 30 days, I had 10 transactions. I didn't feel burnt out. I felt like I can still do more in my 30 days. Like I had enough time to work out, to do whatever I want. I'm following up with my leads. Nothing is falling behind. We have great transaction coordinators. We have a great team that's backing us up, marketing team. We have every tool to make sure that our clients are very well taken care of, and to make sure to reduce the burden on me as an agent as well. I'm supported. So that is a motivation for me to even try to push higher than 10 transactions a month. If I keep that level of transactions, we're talking 120. So if I tell you, okay, I want 100 transactions in 2023, for example, why limit my potential?
That's exactly
right. And I was talking to you, literally 2 days ago, I explained for you my numbers. Can I share the number?
Yeah, of course.
So my number for last week was at 1.8 million. If I keep putting the same number for 4 weeks, so I would have roughly at least 7 million worth of transactions monthly. If you multiply that, or 6 million, if you multiply that, that's $72 million annually.
Yeah.
So let's not talk numbers, all right? Because the sky's the limit, especially in this industry, this type of industry, the sky's the limit. So we just keep going, we keep producing. We don't focus on numbers. We don't focus on things that could limit our potential and our ability, because sometimes when we talk about numbers, we get overwhelmed. We start questioning ourselves. We start questioning whether we are worth these numbers or not. So let's not just focus on numbers. Let's keep producing. That's my personal point of view. We keep producing and not count on our numbers unless we're not performing. If I'm not performing, of course, I would start counting my numbers, and I would, compare it to my past month, for example, in order to try to work on myself to improve. But if I'm not, if I'm producing and I'm busy and I'm working, why would I count my numbers?
Love it. What does your day look like?
Well,
your schedule.
How my schedule looks like? Okay, I'm a very bad sleeper. I don't sleep much. I sleep at I wake up every day around, I would say, 5 a.m. in the morning. I haven't been working out, honestly. I stopped working out, and that's very personal, by the way. I stopped working out about 3 years ago. I was so into working out. I used to be a very active person, but you go through hurdles in your life, and you stop working out, and you stop focusing on yourself. So I started getting back. So we're changing that now. Okay. So I started, like, these days, especially, I wake up in the morning. I was so focused during my first period in real estate that I didn't want to do anything but real estate. Like, literally breathe real estate, work real estate, study real estate, eat real estate, drink real estate. Everything I wanted to do was real estate. So I would wake up 5 a.m. in the morning. I work on my scripts. I work on listening to the great onboarding videos that you provided us with. These are great things. I mean, no one ever promised me during my interviews any of these videos. For example, everyone promised their traditional onboarding process that I didn't see value in whatsoever, because I'm a very detailed person, and I like to know more details about the onboarding process and what I'm getting into in order to take the right decision for myself. And that's good. That's a good thing as well, that would reflect on my clients, with everything that we go through, especially when we see properties or we're listing properties or whatever. I try to dig more into details in order to make sure that everything is covered. So for me personally, when I'm dealing with the unknown and getting into something new, I wanted to make sure that we have the proper onboarding process that would provide me with all the information that I needed to improve to accelerate and improve my skills. So I wake up 5 a.m. I work on my scripts. I work on my, I separate my schedule a little bit. I do have a problem, honestly, with separating my schedule because this is something that I believe is a big challenge that I need to work on. When I wake up, I work on my scripts and then I work on my emails. I use those 4 or 5 hours before 9 a.m. before going to the office in order to try to finish as much as I can. This way, I'd have more time in the office for prospecting. Honestly, prospecting, when I first started, I was doing 300 calls a day. And since it's a numbers game, and this is something that I was doing before I joined real estate as well, so I knew the potential in calling leads and working and try to get leads through calling. And from there, actually, during the first period of my training period, I was able to get 5 clients from my calling. I used to make around 300 calls a day, as I told you. Used to have 25 conversations at least every day. Used to get a lot of objections, get a lot of unpleasant or unpleased clients, and I had to understand. Unpleasant conversations for sure. That's something that happens every day. It's normal to get cussed out by clients. It's normal to get no offense taken or anything, but this is just the nature of the job. So I'm happy with it, of course. And honestly, my biggest happiness is then when a client is so upset from an occasion and comes in and is so frustrated, and I try to absorb them and I try to understand what they are concerned about, even if they were very offensive to me, for example, and insulting. My biggest win is to have them become my friends and have a more natural conversation with them and understand where they're coming from and try to be there for them, even with or without a transaction, because these clients are going to remember you in the future. This is a great person that we spoke to. He wasn't really focused on the transaction. He wasn't really focused on his check or the money. He was focused on our best interest.
Right.
So whether they do a transaction or not, I mean, in the future, they would definitely refer me to anybody. That would definitely help my business in a way. If it doesn't help my business, it's done for a good cause at the end of the day. And this is what the nature of this business is about. Real estate is not about checks, it's not about money, it's not about transactions, it's not about selling houses. It's about people, right? The relationship. And this is something that you taught me when I first joined as well. There's something that I emphasize on every day, actually. So yeah, that's pretty much my schedule at the office. I do prospecting, I go for my showings, I go for my listing appointments, and I go back after 5. After 5, there's another business day for me from 5 till 10 or 11 until I'm done. I'll be sending out my contracts. I'll be responding to emails because some things, they cannot wait. You need to make sure to meet the timelines and to make sure to respond on time and as fast as possible, because you cannot compromise. Whether you're submitting an offer, for example, and you're competing with other offers, you need to be as fast as possible with your response, and you need to let your clients know that we need to be more proactive if we really want this deal, for example. So these are things that I always focus on, and my daily schedule is real estate all day long. No joke, really. And you see me texting you 10 p.m. at night, and you send me a warning before. By the way, Mo, don't text me after 8.
My bedtime.
That's my bedtime. You see me texting you 5 a.m. in the morning, asking you questions. So yeah, I guess I'm super excited. Maybe because I don't think that's maybe because I just joined. I love what I'm doing, and I'm so passionate about it, and I don't mind being there for my clients, whenever I'm awake. So let's say I only sleep 5-6 hours, so I have another 18 hours to respond back to my clients or do my business. Yeah.
And what I love about you, it's not just you're a busy guy. You've done a lot in limited time, and you're there for everyone else around you. If you can't show for others, you pitch in for the group.
Oh yeah, I do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, and it's just it's amazing
and
humbling to see. Yeah. Anything you want to add?
Uh, just 200 transactions for the raw fate group this year, and hopefully we'll have a different number
Next year.
Yeah, we need to double this number next year.
Well, oh my God, we have done something on the outside. Well, Mo, I am so happy that
I'm so happy to be here.
you reached me for so many
Ways.
even though I
You
ignored
hunted
you.
me and you hired yourself. You didn't wait for me to hire you.
I'm so glad you're here, and I can only picture and imagine your future with us. So I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, I'm super excited for our
And,
future together too.
Love it. Thank you. Keep killing it.
Thank you. Thank
And
you for
keep
the great
inspiring.
opportunity.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rima.